Yes, it's been quite an incredible journey. It's been almost 2 years now, 1 year of really researching the technology and working on the application, and then going live last June. It's been a long journey getting to launch, and since launch we've actually had a lot of interesting things happening, from getting our first paying users to generating our first investment. And currently we have about 100,000 downloads just from Czech Republic and Slovakia. So the journey has been very intense, a lot of hard work, but so far it's been very exciting. So the technology we use is actually quite complicated. During the first year, we had a lot of intensive research and trying out different technologies. But in the end, we were able to create a new solution with the help of voice recognition experts from the Slovak Science Academy. And so how it works is that we listen along as you read, and we play sounds and music at exactly the right time. For example, you're reading The Three Little Pigs to your children. You get to the part where the wolf is blowing down their house, and our app recognizes this. So at the exact right moment, it goes shh. And for the children, it's quite magical, since the sounds just magically work following your voice. So when we first started this application, we really didn't want to promote screen time for kids. And the whole purpose behind the app is to create memorable and bonding moments for parents and children. This is a family app, and it wasn't necessarily focused on just kids reading. What it's focused on is to bring parents and children together. So we didn't want kids always looking at the screen. We wanted it to be an emotional experience. Typically, our users are parents who choose a story with their child, and that's why we have these lovely cover illustrations. But in the end, we want the parents to be reading to the child, and the child not focused on any images, but focused on their parent, on that connection, and on building that bond. So for us, we're aiming to build a library of stories. Since all children have very unique tastes, we want to create as many different stories as possible, but at the same time have them be educational. At the end of the day, we want the application to be a tool for parents, a tool that they can use to help their children grow. So currently we focus a lot on traditional fairy tales and folk tales because a lot of them have these unique and interesting teachable moments. For example, even Three Little Pigs. It can be used to help explain to your child about working hard and the benefits of doing things right. So at the end of the day, we want to have as many stories as possible, but the criteria is that they can be used as a tool for parents to help their child grow. So I think for us it's been a huge benefit that actually all of the team has worked together in the past. The majority of the team, we've worked together on a previous startup, and so had experience working together, getting to know each other, and worked remotely then as well. So being remotely now is not that much different, but the team now is growing and growing. We have about 10 people in full-time roles and 10 people in part-time roles. Of course, the biggest department is the content, creating the music and the stories. So we're trying to push out as many lovely tales for children as quickly as possible. So right now we offer all our stories in Czech, Slovak, and English, and the app is available almost completely worldwide. We are also planning on adding German stories to the app sometime this or early next year. There's been a lot of great feedback. It's quite interesting to see how different countries react to different stories, and it's given us a lot to think about. And so now, whenever we are aiming to add new stories or new languages, we focus on local stories and really bringing something local to that language or that country into the app. We've been very excited to see how popular Readmio has gotten as well, from parents to teachers to even kids themselves. As I mentioned before, we have over 100,000 downloads just in Czech Republic and Slovakia. And now we are quite focused on expanding internationally to the UK, even some people in Australia, and really worldwide. We have a lot of plans on becoming, as I mentioned, this go-to tool for parents. So right now, we're focusing on making sure each story is educational and really easy for parents to use to teach a lesson to their child and help that child learn empathy and many other skills. So expanding abroad has brought so many wonderful opportunities. We actually worked with a very popular telecommunications company in Ireland called 3. And because of that, we had someone reach out to who was an Irish teacher and really wanted to create stories in Gaelic. And there's many of these interesting opportunities happening now that people are getting to find out about Readmio. At the same time, internationally, we focused on the UK and are now a partner of the biggest charity called Book Trust in the UK. So we're always looking for new partners, either here locally or internationally. It's quite exciting. There's about 80 countries participating, and of course we're a little bit nervous, but also very excited to participate. We have to create a presentation, and as typical, it's going to be very exciting for us. So growing up in New York was very interesting and of course very different than living in Prague. I moved to Prague about 5 years ago. First it was joining a company called STRV. Had a lot of great experiences there. And then kind of jumping into a complete opposite and a corporate Avast. So very interesting experiences work-wise, but also for my personal life. My wife is Czech, my kids are now living here, so they're Czech. And I really enjoy Prague. You know, living in New York, it gets quite hectic and crazy. And here in Prague, I feel like it's a fairy tale city where you can really breathe and also work. I do miss the United States sometimes. Mostly I miss my family and friends, but now living here for 5 years, I have my own family here and my own friends, so I really miss them less and less every year. At this moment, I have no plans actually in moving back. I love Prague, my family and my children are from Prague, and I look forward to staying here for a long time. And I would say my favorite thing about Prague is the atmosphere. Living in New York, it's very crazy. It's too crazy maybe. And in Prague, there's really the opportunity to do anything nowadays. I remember when I moved maybe 5 years ago, sometimes I felt that something was missing. But I feel like now I've really found myself and really happy to be a part of Readmio and living in Prague.